Do you ever know something to be true, but you don't act in a way that is in alignment with that? So maybe you know kind of in your brain that it's true, but you really haven't gotten it in your heart or really put it into play. So what I want to talk to you about today is something that you probably already understand to a certain level, but it's something that took me a long time to implement in my life. And admittedly, I'm still implementing it today and learning how to do it better. So it's a very basic concept. And the concept is that bigger wealth comes from managing smaller wealth well. And there are many dimensions to wealth, as we've discussed on many of the different podcast episodes. There might be wealth of relationships, wealth of time. There's wealth of money that most people usually mean when they talk about wealth. There might be wealth of knowledge, wealth of a whole lot of different things, experience, athletic ability, whatever it might be. And in each of those cases, we know that, for example, if you want to develop a great wealth of basketball ability, that it's going to require you making investments over time to become a better basketball player. We know if you want to develop financial wealth, it's going to take a while of you investing money over time, and that's usually going to grow, hopefully if you manage it well, but that the wealth's not just going to show up there one day. As entrepreneurs, we sometimes are hoping for what some people will call a quick fix. And most of us will tell ourselves, well, no, I'm too mature to want a quick fix. And yet, to a certain degree, we're hoping for it. Or in our relationships, we might be hoping for a quick fix that all of a sudden we've had a bunch of relationships that weren't the way we want, and magically something's going to change. There's that concept I know I learned years ago as a single guy, which I would be looking around saying, where is she, this magical she? Where's this person who's going to complete me? And I finally heard it from enough people, the concept of, Wade, rather than looking for the girl you want in your life, be the guy that girl would be attracted to. And then you'll find that girl. And similarly, if we want to create a certain level of wealth of money, we need to be a person who takes care of the small bits of money. We need to take care of paying off our credit card bills, if we even have any, or avoiding credit cards altogether. We need to pay our bills. We need to earn a certain amount of money. We need to manage our expenses, all these sort of things, save some money, have an emergency savings fund, and so on. If we don't do that, even though we might wish or hope that we'd have a lot of money, we know on a certain fundamental level that we're not going to get there. Well, the same thing is true with looking to work a 4-day work week. If you have free time, so let's say you work 50 hours a week, and let's say with your commute, it takes another hour a day, and then getting ready takes another hour per workday. So let's say 60 hours a week you have dedicated to work or preparing for work, getting ready for work, or coming back and forth to work. So you have 60 hours already off the calendar. And you say, Wade, I already sleep roughly 60 hours in a week, 8, 9 hours a night, hopefully great, good sleep. So that's 120 hours gone. Wade, there's 48 hours left in a week that I have to myself between my weekend and my evenings. Great. What are you doing with those 48 hours? Now, you might even say, okay, well, Wade, of those 48 hours, I'm going to make math simple here. Let's say 18 of them, I'm eating or I'm showering or I'm doing something that's just, getting groceries, something that needs to be done. Great. Okay, you got 30 hours left. What are you doing with those 30 hours? And the reason I ask that is if you're taking those 30 hours and you're investing them in something that's not productive by your standards, not my standards, not the world standards, but if you're doing something that you don't find interesting or engaging or exciting, why would you want to do the extra effort and put in the extra hours or the creativity or take the risks to get more free time? So if you're working 50 hours a week, and again, in total 60 hours total time cost to your job, and on the weekend, all you do is either watch bad TV or sit around or complain, do you really want to free up more time to do that? No, you don't. So you have to start out by first making great investments in your time, in your personal life, things that you really want to do, so that as you do those things, you're going to say, wow, I really need more of this. I want more of this. And so it starts with first looking at the time you have available to you and making the most of that. and saying, okay, that time I'm going to make the most of. And from there, then in the relationships you're involved in, the activities you're involved in, the people you're friends with, the way you invest your time, making that something you enjoy. Now, notice I did not say it has to be something that makes you money. I'm not saying take your time outside of work and then go try to learn all these strategies on how to grow. That's still kind of work. And you might choose to do that. And that certainly can be good. But it might be about you volunteering, about you going dancing or doing things you've been wanting to do or playing music or whatever it might be, but adding things to your life where you really understand that your 30 hours of free time are already filled with good stuff and you want more than those 30 hours or whatever the number is for you. And so in order to get those 30 hours, it's worth it for you to get off your butt and figure out how to do it, whether it means trying something new, taking a risk, trying a new job, doing something different, that there's something at stake. Because if all there is at stake is just blindly or quietly or resignedly watching TV and letting life happen. And again, TV can be awesome as a part of your entertainment. You might say, wait, I enjoy that sometime. I happen to love playing video games. That's great. I play with my son, sometimes play with my daughter, all good stuff. But if there's no exciting reason for you to shift, you're not going to get to a 4-day work week because it doesn't matter. And I know this because so many entrepreneurs, I've done this before too, they'll work a good 4 days, Monday through Thursday, and then Friday will come around and they don't have anything exciting to do. And even though they had said, I'm going to work less, they get to Friday and there's nothing really going on. So I guess I'll just go into work and do whatever. And they just kind of go on this ongoing treadmill that's really self-imposed. So again, if you want to create more wealth, you have to manage what you have, and then you'll put yourself in a position to get more for 2 reasons. One, in learning how to measure the wealth, develop the wealth, that small wealth, you'll get better at understanding how to develop wealth. And then second, you'll have the motivation to realize, wow, it's worth it for me to get more of what I do with that. I hope you find this helpful. If you have any questions in this, please let me know either in the comment section or shoot me an email at wade@4dayworkweek.com. That's wade@4dayworkweek.com. Also, if you have any questions on how you create your game plan, you can go to 4daygameplan.com. That's the number 4-day game plan, and start creating your 4-day workweek game plan. There's a free training series with a download on how you can do that. As always, I look forward to helping you make more money in less time, doing what you do best so you can create the lifestyle you most desire. Please let me know whatever I can do to support you in that. I look forward to helping you build that for you, your friends, your family, and your life. Thank you.